What is up, Bears fans? Welcome to the Chicago Bears Huddle. I'm Owen James. This is your UK take on all things Chicago Bears, and we are going to be taking down the Williams haters. We are going to be taking down Troy Aikman this morning. Troy Aikman, if you're watching, shut the hell up, you dirty little cowgirl. We're going to talk about Troy Aikman shortly as well. Yes, I have zero respect for that cowgirl. And you may say, how can you have zero respect for a guy who was a Hall of Famer, won Super Bowls? Because he played for the Cowboys. That's why. I can't stand the Cowboys. Hate the Cowboys. Yes, I hate the Packers. Yes, I hate the Vikings. Yes, I hate the Lions. Yes, I hate the Cowboys with a passion. And therefore, Troy Aikman as part of that. Guys, we'll come to that. But look, let's deal with some Caleb situations here. Let's deal with some Caleb facts, shall we? Caleb Williams has been, I think, the subject of a lot of unfair criticism from a lot of the Bears fans, which, you know, does kind of trouble me. I think a lot of them have been the Bajan baddies that want to see Tyson Bajan as QB1, no matter what, even though Tyson is not a QB1 under any stretch of anybody's imagination or anyone who knows ball. We're also going to talk, obviously, you know, as well, I think some of the NFL analysts, I saw a great debate the other day between Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog on NFL Network. Another one was going on there. Some ridiculous comments made by Mad Dog as well. And I think Troy Aikman is also part of that, you know, his criticism of the Bears and of Williams on Monday Night Football. Obviously, the Bears, have, you know, it's looking better already. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and say we're going to win the Super Bowl or we're going to win the division, but it's looking better. These are games, the Raiders game, the Commanders game, are games that we would have lost last season. We wouldn't have had the fight to go down to the last wire and win those games under coaches like Matt Eberflus. Would not have happened. So Ben Johnson is obviously putting in place a great culture change within the Bears organization. And we've got to praise Mr. Ben Johnson for that. Caleb is getting better. Caleb is developing, is improving. You know, if we look at some stats and facts with Caleb, these are his stats from this season. 2025, 61.6 completion percentage, 1,179 yards, 9 TDs, 2 interceptions, QB rating of 98. Last 3 games, again, we've seen a good, solid production from Caleb. No over 300-yard passing games as of yet, but a development and improvement nonetheless. Plus 200 yards, only 1 interception thrown in the last 3 games. Only 2 interceptions thrown this whole regular season so far. So, you know, improvements are coming. Stats are starting to move and trend in the direction that we want them to go in. We are seeing better reads by Caleb, better use of his feet, better under center play, better read of progressions, better in terms of lessening the time he's holding onto the ball, less chaos, better play from Williams overall. And you've only got to kind of thank, I suppose, Declan Doyle, JT Barrett, Ben Johnson for those improvements that are quite clearly being made by the Bears and their offense. You know, you look at the last 2 seasons, QB rating in 2024 was 43. By some metric, it's now 60. Completion percentage, yes, is a little down. Passing yards per game is up 208. Yeah, passing yards per game in 2024, now 236 yards per pass average, 6.3 in 2024, 7.4 now. Sacks per game down as well. That is not only just down to Caleb holding on to the ball for less time, it is also down, I think, and people like Theo Benedette, who came in the last game, Joe Tooney, people like that do deserve some praise for better offensive line play. So there is improvement there, not only from Caleb, but from the O-line quite clearly. And I think Theo Benedette deserves a lot of praise for his performance in the last game. There is improvement there, clear improvements. Now, some things that are worth thinking about and considering with Caleb Williams. Caleb has arms talent, he has read talent, he has speed, he has strength, he has escapability, he has agility, he has all the things to make him a top NFL QB. And I believe under the likes of JT Barrett, Declan Doyle, Ben Johnson, that change is coming quite clearly, and that progression, as the head coach himself says, is clear to see. Guys, in his last 12 starts as a Bears QB, 20 TDs, 3 interceptions only. That's it. Good work, Caleb. Now, also worth considering where he's come from and the development he's having to make in this time, and why he ain't the finished article, why there is still progress to make. I am not sitting here today and telling you that we have the next coming of Joe Montana or the next coming of Tom Brady. You know, when we haven't got that, let's get that clear. We have got a good quarterback on our hands. Through the last 18 games that he's had, he's now on his 3rd head coach in 18 games. His 4th OC in 18 games. How many other NFL quarterbacks, top NFL quarterbacks, have had to put up with that in such a short time? Tell me that. Tell me that. And also, you've got to kind of worth and consider that this guy has worked for some of the worst OCs and worst head coaches in the game. Matt Eberflus, Shane Waldron, absolute embarrassments in their position. You know, Ben Johnson, Declan Doyle, JT Barrett have started to make a big difference for the Bears and to Caleb. There's a culture change there. It's not just about the caliber of play from the player, it's about the coaching and the culture change, and there is a clear culture change there. Ben Johnson is holding the players and the coaches accountable for what they are doing and making those improvements. And Caleb is getting the coaching, getting the development, not only from those guys, I think also from having Case Keenum around as well. It's helping with his development, his maturity, his improvements that he is making, and it is moving him forward as a player and a QB. Now, let's get something into perspective in terms of Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has obviously, you know, he's not the finished article, but I do think some of the criticism that he is getting is very unfair. Troy Aikman, for example, was very critical of Caleb in the Monday night victory over the Commanders, and I think Aikman needs to shut the hell up. I really do. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Caleb's a better quarterback than Troy Aikman. Of course he's not. You know, definitely not. You know, he wasn't very impressed with Caleb and the Bears on Monday night. He made ridiculous comments about inaccurate ball placement, about the wrong read on the DeAndre Swift touchdown. You know, he seemed to me to be looking for ways to criticize Caleb. Caleb did respond to this criticism in what's now being branded as pseudo feud between Williams and Aikman. Williams said, "It's fun trolls. I was messing around. Yeah, DeAndre made a great play, and obviously he had some stuff too to say about us and me. I mean, we came out victorious in the end. A little moment of fun. That was about it." Yeah, look, it was at the end of the day. But, you know, like I said, I think Troy Aikman is very unfair in his criticism. I think he needs to shut the fuck up. He really does. You know, Troy, we ain't interested in what you got to say, buddy. We've got a quarterback who's moving in the right direction. You are past history, your history. Shut the hell up. Concentrate on your Cowboys. Concentrate on your choke quarterback in Dak Prescott, the biggest choker in the NFL game. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Now, I'm not saying for a minute, please do not say that I am sitting and that I am going to tell you for a minute that Caleb is a better quarterback or will be a better quarterback in the long run than Mr. Aikman. Of course I'm not. But first 20 games in the NFL, Caleb Williams, 4,256 yards. Troy Aikman, 3,366 yards. First 20 games in the NFL, 27 TDs for Caleb, 14 for Troy. QB rating for Caleb Williams, 90.6, 57.4 for Aikman. 7 interceptions, 31 interceptions. Yards per game, 212.8, 168.3 for Aikman. Aikman, shut the hell up. Advantage Caleb, start of his career. Yes, I know he was part of a very bad Cowboys team at the start of his career, going 1-15, and I know he went on to be in 6 Pro Bowls, win 3 Super Bowls, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? It's the Cowgirls. But this is the start of Caleb's career. The trend is up. Aikman, shut the hell up. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the Bears Huddle podcast. Please smash a like on the video and obviously subscribe to the channel. Guys, I will catch you on the next one. And remember, always remember, bear down.